because it has so happened that most of these spiritual teachers who are known to us, it has so happened that they are not very competent in the ways of the world. It has somehow happened like that. I don't know why. Most of the spiritual masters who are popular now and who we keep photos and worship, it so happened that most of them were not socially competent. So because of that, we came to that conclusion that spiritual master means they should be socially incompetent. Somehow we have correlated that. So because of that, when we go to a spiritual master, we accept, okay, they know something more than us, meaning they know about life more than us. But we will still keep an upper hand in at least one thing. At least in the worldly ways, I know better. They don't know. They're innocent. They're too innocent. And there were many people who are like that. There were people, masters who were like that, who were really innocent. They were not familiar with the ways of the world. They were really innocent. So because of that, when we go to any master, we make this image that they don't know the ways of the world. They don't know how the world functions. At least that I know more than him or her. But now if I go to a spiritual teacher who is better than me in the ways of the world also, my ego is terribly hurt. Now I'm good for nothing. They're spiritually anyway capable. They have much more clarity into life than I have in the sense of essential aspects of life. And even in the matters of money, he is more competent than me. Now, how can I advise him? I can't advise them at all in any way. Now I'm good for nothing. So we want a person, finally, who will need me. He will give me spiritual teaching, but I will do the worldly arrangements for them. They don't know about it. So when they come across somebody who is better in that also, if you try to give them business advice, they will scold you back saying this is a stupid advice. There is a better way to do it. They know how to manage money also better than you. Now you will feel like a stupid, isn't it? How ego will be hurt. Now I can't tell anything to this fellow. That is one of the hidden aspects, that why we want a spiritual master to be socially incapable. So at least we will feel good about ourselves. At least in this, I know something.
But do people really think like this?
Think what?
Think like this. I want someone socially incapable, like a
yes,
guru.
In India, that is the impression. I'm telling, they may not be telling it openly, but in India, that is the impression. If there is a spiritual teacher who is running a very large organization, who is very clever with respect to managing money, people will say, oh, he is a businessman. They will just immediately say he is only that. In the sense they make a binary. If he's good in managing money, he can't be spiritual. If he's spiritual, he should not be good in managing money. He should be innocent. That notion is there. They may not, I don't know if they tell it openly like that, but it is there. Otherwise, why do these comments come? If you have decoupled these things, if the skill in managing the worldly affairs and the spiritual realization are decoupled, then this should never be in the discussion. You should only be looking at something else. These two totally different things. In fact, there is just now I remember. How many of you have attended Narada Bhakti Sutra classes? I don't know, not all of you. Do you remember there is a similar sutra there which decouples devotees from all these worldly qualities, all the qualities, whatever faculties or their capabilities or whatever. You know, do you remember? Now that I was talking of decoupling, I remember. So only I remember them. See, I just have reduced or stopped referring to scriptures. It doesn't mean I have forgotten them. I remember still. I think you have forgotten. There is a sutra which says, the wordings may be wrong a little bit. Nasti teshu jati vidya kula dhana kriyadi bedha. Do you remember something like this? There may be more attributes, I don't remember, where he says devotees should not be differentiated only based on where they are born or who their parents are, their educational qualification, their rupa also is there, I think, and their appearance, whether they're charismatic or not charismatic, good looking or not, whatever, their profession, their occupation, what work they're engaged in the world, dhana, how much money they own, or whether money is involved with them, whatever. They list all these things saying, these things are irrelevant. You can't couple this with a devotee. You can't decide some devotee or not based on these. You remember this?
Yes.
Okay, maybe it's not in the video then.
No, it is in the video. Now I remember when you talked about
It's in the video. In the classes I've spoken about it. I don't know if it is in the video in YouTube. There is a sutra like this, which does exact same thing. That I'm just decoupling it. I'm not saying this way or that way. I'm not telling they must be educated or not educated. And you can add more qualities to it. In those sutras, they have just mentioned maybe 5-6 qualities. You can add more. Whether they have a big organization or not shouldn't matter. Whether they're popular or not shouldn't matter. So many things like this. You can just decouple it. So whether they have it or not is not a criteria for you to decide whether they're genuine or not. That is totally different matter. So the thing is, if you decouple all of this, human mind is now confused. Now I have to keenly look at each person to see whether it's genuine or not, and that is very tiresome. So that's why people make easy rules. And then I close my eyes and judge everybody. They're like this, they're like this. Everybody who does this is like this. Whoever charges money is not genuine. If money is involved, don't go there. You can't be a spiritual guru. It's very easy to do that. But if you decouple all of it, you are kind of lost. Now you have to look at each person individually. That's how life should be. Not just for spiritual teacher, I'm saying. Anybody you should be looking.